All the bodyguards stood in a line with their bodies perfectly straight as soon as a car stopped in front of the mansion. They all bowed when their boss came out of it. Returning from a mission which he was supposed to finish in 2 days but came earlier, he wasn't looking in a good mood. Looking at his expressions and body language, it was sure that if someone did one mistake, that would be the end of their life. He stopped near the first bodyguard whose heart started to beat fast, but he didn't show it on his face. Jungkook looked at him angrily. When I strictly denied to stay away from that area, then what was this guard doing there? Who was there? The bodyguard gulped, hearing his heavy voice, and he replied without looking at him because he doesn't have the guts to do that. Sir, it was ma'am who insisted on going there. His eyebrows knitted and don't know why he was expecting this answer, but still his blood boiled. Wasn't it your duty to let her know? He raised his voice and the bodyguard was getting even more scared. I did, but she didn't listen. In fact, she was going alone, so that's why I went there with her. Jungkook knew how stubborn his wife is. If she has to do anything, that she'd never listen to anyone, especially Jungkook. But this time it can cost you your life, and he decided to confront you because just because of your stubbornness, he can't afford to lose you. He angrily walked inside the mansion. Earlier he ignored this a lot of time, but this time he lost his control. He was so angry and shouted your name. He came in the living room, but you were nowhere. Gosh, I'm here. Why are you shouting like that? You came in the living room from the kitchen and saw your husband standing in the living room. You were surprised to see him. Wait, you were supposed to come in 2 days, right? He walked near you angrily and you were a little confused with his reaction. Why did you go to the area I strictly ordered to avoid? The bodyguard explained everything to you and then also? You understood it all and your expressions came back to normal. I had some work there, so I went. Why is it a big deal? Nothing happened. This added more fuel to his anger. Why do you do all this? Do you really think it's funny? If I had told to not go there, then there must be a reason. Can't you understand that? You make restrictions over anything that you want. What's so bad or dangerous about that place? I went there and nothing happened. There were other people too. Nothing happened to them. You are just too much. He grabbed your elbow. You could feel his anger from the way he tightened his grip on your elbow. Am I too much? Or you? Why it is so hard for you to listen to what I say? Why do you keep on interfering in the side of my life you should completely stay away from? The moment he said that, you were furious, not because he behaved this way and told you to stay away from all that stuff, but because this is not the first time that and you are tired of these restrictions. Although you often break them, to let him know that he doesn't have to be so concerned about you or think that only he can protect you. You don't want to be caged and only do what he thinks right. And when you prove yourself and break the boundaries, he said, you make him furious. But you never regress or get stopped yourself. Because if he's a mafia, he should know that you are his wife and not a trophy to keep safe. Of course, you are always aware of your surroundings and make sure you go with bodyguards for extra protection, but Jungkook don't like this. He's always worried about you and always think that you do out of stubbornness just to annoy him, or sometimes you did do things to annoy him whenever he doesn't listen to you. So that's what you want, me to stay away from your life, to let you do whatever you want and just put a blindfold on my eyes, huh? He was still in anger. Don't try to change the lines. You know what I'm talking about. You freed your hand and looked at him. No, I don't. I don't know what you are talking about. I want an explanation. I want an explanation today. Like why you think I will listen to whatever you say. Why it triggers you every time when I do something on my own. Because you don't know anything. You just think it's a game. When will you understand that all I do is only for you? It's not something you can interfere in. Why don't you just focus on your work instead of stubbornly doing things? And I want you to know that I'm not a fragile woman that you try to protect. I can protect myself. Even the maids and servants were terrified because this conversation turned into a heated argument that never happened. Jungkook always come back home and only stop after hugging you, but today the whole scenario was different. It's not like there's no argument or disapprovals in your marriage before. They do happen, but this time it seems that serious. What do you think of me, huh? Jungkook came near you. You are just too stubborn and annoying. You have no idea about how serious things get. This time you didn't able to listen to his words. You felt insulted when he called you stubborn and annoying. If I'm that annoying, why don't you just leave me and end this marriage? Tears built in your eyes due to anger and you took off your wedding ring before throwing it at him. Find yourself someone who will want to become your puppet because I'm never gonna do that. You were about to leave, but Jungkook grabbed your hand and turned you towards him before coming closer. He didn't even let the ring touch the floor before that he got it. He grabbed your finger and slid the ring back in your finger even after you tried to free yourself, but those efforts were nothing in front of his physical strength. You looked at him angrily while he came near your face. Do you really think you can go from here or think about leaving and I will let you? No matter how many arguments, fights or disagreement happen in between both of you, Jungkook is ready to do that but can never let you walk away from his life. Not when you are his life that he loves the most, but you both are completely opposite of each other. You both refuse to settle for less or give up, yet your love is the strongest that you both can read what's in your mind just by looking in each other's eyes. This ring should never come out of this finger ever again. You got me? Why do you still want me to be with you when I'm stubborn and annoying? And when I interfere in your life, then why don't you just let me leave? Because I love that. I love that someone has guts to do the opposite of what I say. Isn't it why I fell in love with you, to your stubbornness? But you are really not understanding my concern, sweetheart. There are things that I want you to stay away from, not because I think you are weak or not worthy. It's just not for you. I don't want you to be traumatized for life because I know how it can impact you. His voice again became soft. It's like he wasn't telling you but requesting. You were understanding that. I don't want you to be in any danger or someone harm you or use you against me because I can fight with the whole world, but I can be on my knees for you. I can never afford to lose you at any cost. You realized your mistake and also the situation, because if it wasn't that concerning, Jungkook would have never behaved this way and he would have ignored it like other times. Don't worry, you would have never have to bend on your knees because of me. I'm sorry for what I did, but be carefree from my side. No one can even touch me because I have learned to protect myself. After all, I'm your wife. He smiled and hugged you. I trust you. And I'm proud of you, but let me just handle some things my way. I would love to protect my lioness. It was already known that this fight won't last more than a few minutes. In past 3 years of your marriage, there was not a single day that you stayed mad at him more than an hour. Jungkook never let it happen. Jungkook broke the hug and looked at you. If you are done, then can we have dinner? I'm so hungry. You smiled and nodded. The chefs are doing their work, and also, I brought your favorite drink, so it's special tonight. He kissed you, making you giggle. And that's why no woman can replace you. You are the only one I want, so don't you ever talk about leaving me. You looked at him. Then be ready to handle my stubbornness for the rest of your life. And if you can, I'm not going anywhere. You said, walking towards the kitchen while he chuckled and walked behind you. As if I'm not handling it from past 5 years, sweetheart. Just do what you want. You always make me work a step ahead. Jungkook and you were having dinner while there was no one in the room except you both. And there are so many servants and maids work in this mansion, yet no one's allowed to present when you both are alone. How come you come back so early? Your mission was for 2 days, right? He was taking his wine glass towards his mouth when he stopped and looked at you. I had to leave it in the middle, and all thanks to you. You know my eyes are always on you no matter where I go. There was nothing suspicious when I went there. Why are you so concerned about that place? What about that? You asked curiously. That area was about to get seized by the terrorists. He turned on the live TV because he didn't receive the news, but not long when you both got to know about it through news channels. It was chilling for you to see that. Oh God, that's true. You looked at Jungkook, who also turned his face towards you. You came back before that. Now did you understand what could have happened? You were so surprised and also thanking God because it was pretty terrifying. Now what will happen? How will those people get free from there? Who will save them? Jungkook took a sip of his wine. He was so relieved that you weren't one of them, or else he would never imagine his condition. Who else? The police will save them. You stood up and came near him. Can't you help them? Those people are innocent. Jungkook put his glass on the table. If I go there, later the police will call me a member of them. I don't get in such situations. Don't worry, they will handle. If they could, or else I won't let your words go ignored. You hugged him. You literally have tears in your eyes to get such a loving and caring husband. Although he irritates you at times, but you like that too. Thank you. Thank you for making me proud of my choice of marrying you. I love you so much. He smiled and wrapped his arms around you. And thank you for making me your choice. I love you too and will forever.